March is Women's History Month. Did you know that 2 of our school buildings are named after 3 prominent women? We spoke with Jeremiah Miller and Rachel Esch to hear more about these women's stories and why it is so important for our students, especially our young girls, to learn about trailblazing women right here in our community.
Elizabeth Carter, her name was Elizabeth Craig when she was born in 1906. Carter was her married name. So she was the only one of the women with schools named after them that was actually from Lancaster. She went to Stevens High School, which was the precursor to McCaskey for the girls. Girls and boys went to school separately before McCaskey, and she was recognized for her passion for music. Music was a lifelong interest. But education was a greater interest, and she loved children. Unfortunately, the opportunities in Lancaster County at the time were limited for black teachers. She was a substitute teacher in Lancaster City, as well as a teacher's aide, and she also was the director of Crispus Attucks Community Center. And she was a member of Bethel AME Church for many, many years, 65 years, I think. Well, Iris Mcrae obviously is probably the most familiar to our viewers since she just recently passed away at the age of 101 in March of this year. And Iris was born in Puerto Rico in 1919. She wanted to be a pediatrician. In those days, that wasn't seen as the right role for a woman. She ended up teaching at Conestoga Valley Spanish, elementary Spanish, and then she took over the ESL program for the school district of Lancaster in 1971. And she was there for 12 years.
So she had a passion for literacy and exposing our students. So she wanted to be sure that our library was well stocked with literature and books. So she made many monetary donations for that. She called our students, shining stars. So every time she would come in to visit, she'd say, "Oh, look at my shining star." You know, she would always have a very positive twist to everything. She's been a guest of honor for many school functions here as well. When she turned 100, we had a large celebration for her here. She came to, and she has also donated, like behind me, multiple murals throughout the school building. And in every mural, you'll see either shining stars or stars to represent the students here at Carter Mcrae.
Elizabeth Martin was born in 1887, and she wanted to be a teacher. Her mother was also a teacher. She was a teacher at some rural schools in Lancaster County, and then she became a teacher at Burroughs School in Lancaster Township, and it was in Lancaster Township that she really made her mark, because it was there that she became the supervisor of principals. I'm not sure that's a role that still exists, but she was the supervisor of principals, first woman to be given that role in Lancaster County, and she did that for 25 years almost. And in that time, education in Lancaster Township really blossomed. The number of students skyrocketed, the number of teachers skyrocketed, the number of subjects taught skyrocketed. So she really retired with this glowing reputation as just an icon of education in Lancaster. I think it's important for current students to think about what an uphill battle it was for all of these women who have schools named after them here in Pennsylvania. They were all educators, and that's what they wanted to do. One of them in particular was not even able to do that because of the color of her skin. It was really an uphill battle, and these women were trailblazers. And you know, there's still a lot of work to be done in that regard. We only have 3 schools named for women, for instance. But when you consider the fact that they blazed those trails and how much more opportunity there is today as a result of those women, I think that should be very inspiring to current students.